Okay, nice being here once again. Okay, now what I want you guys to do in the following exercise is to follow the reading, to listen carefully to understand the reading, and once you guys have understood the reading, you guys are going to answer a few questions. The directions of the video that you guys are going to create and that you guys will have to send to my institutional email, I am going to give them at the end. So, what I want you guys to do is to pay attention careful to follow the reading, please. It says Hollywood. Hollywood is one of the best known names in the world. But where exactly is Hollywood? Why is it so successful? And how did it begin? Walking with the Stars. At the beginning of the 20th century, a new city was beginning to grow on a flat piece of land near the sea in southern California. Its name was Los Angeles, the name of the old Spanish mission that had been there for many years. At the same time, a new industry had just been born, the motion picture industry. In the United States, there was talk of motion pictures, but it was soon shortened to movies. The American film industry started in New York, but in 1910, the filmmakers moved to Los Angeles. In New York, everything was too expensive. The workers, the land, the taxes. Worse, it was difficult to make films in winter because it was too cold. On the other hand, the Los Angeles region was full of advantages. In California, they could make films all year round, and everything was cheaper. In particular, there was a lot of land for sale. Filmmakers found what they needed within a few miles of Los Angeles. And before long, large new studios were built in an area called Hollywood, at the foot of a small dry hill. Cinema quickly became very popular, especially after the appearance of talkies in 1925. However, movies were expensive and the film companies needed money, lots of money. For this reason, Hollywood quickly became dominated by a small number of large companies such as MGM, 20th Century Fox, Warner Bros., and Paramount. Since then, the big companies have had their ups and downs, but most are still there. Some old names have disappeared, but new ones have appeared. Companies like Walt Disney and Columbia. Naturally, Hollywood has changed a lot in more than 100 years. Today, the major studios are owned by huge international companies. For example, 21st Century Fox is part of the Disney empire and owns dozens of films and media companies around the world. One big company like Fox can afford to make today's very expensive movies. And for Titanic, which was at the time the most expensive movie in history, Fox has to get help from another big company, Paramount. Hollywood used to be able to make movies only for the United States. Today, it has to make them for the world. Suburban Los Angeles has become the home of a global dream machine. Maybe in the past we dreamed differently. Today, thanks in part to Hollywood, people around the world have similar dreams. We live in the age of global culture. Hollywood didn't invent this culture, but for better or worse, it has become one of the most powerful elements of it. Whether we like it or not, we all live on planet Hollywood. Okay, very good. So taking into account that you guys have just listened, what I want you guys to do is that you guys are going to listen this exercise as many times as possible. You guys are going to understand it. At the end, what I want you guys to do is that you guys are going to create your own video. Of course, you guys have to take into account pronunciation, fluency, and the cohesion of the speech. Okay? You guys have to take into account those three aspects. You guys are going to answer the following questions. You guys are going to tell me, why do you guys want to travel to Hollywood, to Los Angeles? What places there will you visit? And who are you going to travel with? Okay? Remember that you guys will have to send this exercise to my personal email. Okay? So I hope you guys have, I hope you guys like this exercise. See you in the next one.